Welcome, Gemini. If you're hearing this right now, chances are you've already felt it. Something is shifting around you. A strange breeze, a heartbeat slightly out of rhythm, as if the universe has been trying to tell you something you haven't quite understood yet. Tonight, I want you to pause for a moment. Not to escape, but to listen. Because sometimes in the noise of life, there's a quiet whisper calling your name, and if you can be still enough to hear it, you'll realize a message is coming your way, soft as a breath, yet powerful enough to change your path forever. Now, close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and let your heart lead the way. Because everything begins in that single moment, the moment you finally listen, the moment the universe sends you its first unsacred warning. The morning light hasn't fully awakened yet, but the air around you, Gemini, is already shifting. There's a subtle current, thin as silk, moving quietly through space somewhere. Someone is speaking about you, not in judgment, not in praise, but as if they're sensing a vibration they can't quite name. An invisible wind, carrying your frequency, is brushing gently against the hearts of others. Don't rush to react. Be still for a moment. Because sometimes, what people call a rumor is simply the universe announcing that your spirit has begun to shine brighter than ever before. When your light expands, the world stirs, not because they suddenly see you, but because they've begun to feel you. They say, when the lotus blooms, even the mud remembers its fragrance. Today, you are that lotus. Everything that once buried you, confused you, has become the very ground from which your fragrance rises. It's one of those rare moments when beauty doesn't need to prove itself, it only needs to breathe, and the world will respond in awe. If you pay attention, you'll notice those whispers around you are not meant to unsettle you, but to remind you how far you've come. Not in fame, but in frequency. When someone speaks of you, listen beyond their words. They're not talking about the person you appear to be, they're sensing the transformation taking place within you. It's a sign your soul has shifted vibration, and everything around you is starting to realign. Gemini, your path has never been only about knowledge or communication. It's also been about learning how to be still in the noise, how to hear the sound of your own soul among 1,000 frequencies. When you can stand still in the wind, you'll realize the wind never resists those who know how to breathe with it. And that's when the miracle happens. You begin to hear the smallest sounds, the vibration of intuition, the rhythm of an approaching opportunity, the quiet pulse of faith returning inside you. It's no longer a rumor, it's an invitation. The universe is speaking to you in the language of signs, synchronicities, and those strange little moments when your heart simply knows something is opening. If you've ever felt the world noticing your energy before you understood why, remember that feeling. That was your soul being read aloud through someone else's voice. And the only thing you need to do now is breathe deeply, smile softly, and let everything unfold as it was always meant to. Because when you learn to listen with your heart, you begin to notice the most delicate signals, gentle as wind, yet strong enough to change the course of an awakening soul. And in that quiet pause, between two breaths, you'll sense it. What's coming isn't just chatter. It's the beginning of a new melody in your life. A soft, radiant, mysterious tune. Unfolding through the subtle signs, the universe is sending signs only a peaceful heart can truly hear. Lately, Gemini, everything around you seems to move a little differently. Not in obvious ways, but softer, deeper, as if the world has found a new rhythm when it touches you. Someone's voice drops when they speak to you. The wind lingers a bit longer at your window, and your heart, once rushing now, wants to listen. That's no coincidence. When your mind grows quiet, the universe begins to speak in its own language, one without words, made only of feeling. It sends signals through the little things your logic often overlooks. A number repeating again and again, a song that keeps finding its way back to you, or a glance from a stranger that makes your heart tremble for no reason. Gemini, these things are not random. They're how the universe knocks on your door softly, patiently, as if whispering, "Pause for a moment. Something sacred is happening. Don't run. Just see." Awakening always begins in the smallest details, the ones too gentle to notice. But they are the first notes of a new symphony. When your heart opens, each sign starts to align, forming a story. And in that story, you are no longer the seeker, you are the center of a great motion, a current of energy spinning quietly around your light. You may realize not everyone receives this change the same way. Some will admire you, others may feel uneasy. Don't let that sadden you. When light expands, the shadows always tremble. Sometimes your peace makes others face what's still unhealed within them. So keep compassion close. Your light is not meant to prove anything, it's meant to illuminate. First for yourself, then for them. In that understanding, everything around you seems to slow. You find yourself walking in a river of light, where every sound, every breath carries a deeper meaning. And there, you learn something vital. When a soul truly listens, the world begins to answer. Gemini, don't rush to find explanations. Let the signs guide you. Each intuition, each coincidence, each brief encounter is a piece of a greater map designed to awaken your wisdom. The shift you feel is not random. It's an invitation from the universe, calling you into a new layer of awareness, where calm becomes your compass and faith your guiding flame. And as you keep listening to the wind's quiet breath, you'll sense something new, a subtle tremor, a gentle collision of frequencies, not to break you apart, but to make space for a new rhythm that's ready to begin. When your energy begins to shift, Gemini, the world around you starts to respond. Some people won't know why, but they'll feel something different about you. Your eyes seem calmer, your voice softer, your steps lighter, carrying a quiet kind of light they can't explain. And sometimes, your peace will make others uneasy. There will be people who talk about you. They'll tell your story through their own lens, not through the truth of how you live. But don't let that sadden you. When light expands, the shadows stir. People can only see from the frequency they're standing in. Old energy rarely understands the new, and that's not anyone's fault. It's just the nature of transformation. Gemini, when your vibration rises, you no longer need to explain yourself. You don't need to fight to prove your worth. Remember this: the wise never argue with thunder. They become the gentle rain that follows the storm. You are that rain, soft, steady, and strong enough to cleanse what no longer belongs. Let the world have its words. Your task is to keep your inner silence. This stillness isn't weakness, it's proof of your inner strength. Truth doesn't need to shout, it protects itself through light. When you stop reacting, you allow reality to reveal itself. Those meant to stay will match your new frequency. Those who don't will fall away naturally, like leaves drifting off in autumn. In Buddhist teaching, there's a saying, when the heart is unmoved, all things fall into peace. When you stop letting noise disturb your mind, you begin to see every dot, rumor, every whisper, as nothing more than the reflection of energy shifting around you. They are not punishments, they are confirmations that you're creating waves. And when a wave reaches the shore, it must make a sound. These frictions, in truth, are not enemies but teachers. They test your steadiness, helping you see who truly walks beside you, and who was only a lesson meant to end. Sometimes love isn't about holding on, it's about releasing someone with peace, trusting that each soul has its own path. You're being led now toward a chapter where your mind and heart finally meet in clarity, in quiet understanding. And when you reach that point, the energy around you softens. The noise no longer cuts. It becomes background music in the unfolding story of your life. And in that silence, Gemini, you'll realize what truly matters isn't what others say about you, but the quiet, honest conversation between you and your own soul, where the truest answers have always been waiting. Sometimes, Gemini, the loudest conversations happen inside us. No one hears them, no one sees them. Yet it's there among all those inner voices that you begin to notice a different one, softer, calmer, clear as the sound of wind passing through pine trees after the rain. That voice doesn't come from outside, it rises from the deepest part of you, the place that no longer fears, no longer performs, no longer needs to prove anything to the world. You've spent so long surrounded by other people's noise, their opinions, their expectations, their instructions about who to love, what to say, and when to stay silent. But now, the universe is gently asking you to pause and listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. Because in the stillest moments, your soul is writing answers that logic could never reach. Gemini, your true gift isn't just your ability to speak, it's your ability to communicate with yourself. When you learn to listen to that inner voice, you'll realize not every truth needs to be spoken. Some truths are meant to be lived, and when lived fully, they shine on their own. Like a candle that never declares it's burning, yet its light fills the whole room. Let your mind settle, like a lake after the wind has passed. In that quiet, you'll begin to sense something beyond words' clarity. Clarity doesn't shout, doesn't persuade, it simply knows. It knows when not to chase every invitation, when not to answer every storm. It knows when to speak, and when a quiet smile says everything. In this world of endless noise, you are learning a rare art, the art of conscious silence. It's the moment you stop seeking approval, stop trying to prove your worth, and simply live by what feels true. And strangely enough, when you stop trying to be understood, people start to understand you more. When you stop chasing attention, your light naturally draws those who vibrate like you. As you listen more deeply, you'll realize peace doesn't come from escaping noise, but from finding your still center within it. Like an instrument in an orchestra, no matter how many sounds surround it, it always finds its perfect note. And once you find that pitch within your soul, everything else begins to fall into place. Let this become your path of healing, not through endless answers, but through the quiet faith that your inner voice is trustworthy. Because when you trust it, you're aligning with the rhythm of the universe itself. And then, in that sacred silence, something gentle begins to emerge, like a soft breeze at dawn, or the tender shimmer of light across still water. Something is coming, not loud, not announced, but carrying a sense of protection, of calm grace, the first gift of divine blessing, quietly finding its way to you. One morning, before sunlight had fully spilled through your window, Gemini, you sensed something different, not a rush of joy, not blind optimism, but a rare stillness. It felt as though the wind inside you had calmed, the sea had stopped stirring, and in that quiet, a door began to open. No noise, no spectacle, just a gentle invitation. A message, a small opportunity that, at first glance, seemed almost insignificant. But somehow, deep down, you knew this wasn't coincidence. Something within your energy had shifted, and the universe had started rearranging its pieces for you. The miracle of this moment is that you didn't have to chase it, it came to you. Soft as breath, natural as if promised long ago. To others, it might look ordinary, but for you, it's the first doorway leading back to peace and prosperity. Because once your heart stops being chased by fear, money, opportunity, and stability return like old friends finding their way home. Gemini, you've known the weight of struggle. You've fought currents that felt too strong, tried your best, and still waited for results that never seemed to come. But this time, it's different. The reward isn't from doing more, it's from letting go. You've shifted from trying to control to allowing yourself to be guided. And that's what makes your energy so clear now, like moonlight resting on still water. In that clarity, peace and abundance walk in together, two halves of the same soul, no longer apart. Money comes without anxiety. Peace arrives without fear of losing it. And you realize that true wealth isn't just material, it's the serenity that comes from knowing the universe has your back. A phone call, an email, a passing mention of your name, these small moments are not random. They're divine knocks on your door. Receive them with gratitude. Don't doubt, don't overanalyze. The door only opens for those willing to walk through it with trust. Gemini, this is your lesson in harmony. When your soul stops fighting the current, that current begins to lift you. When you stop demanding, life begins to give more freely. Miracles don't arrive to overwhelm you, they arrive to remind you that you were never steering alone. Invisible hands have always been guiding you through every wave quietly, faithfully. Take a deep breath. Feel the tenderness of the energy surrounding you. Peace is the sign you're on the right path. And as your heart settles into that calm, you'll hear another whisper, one that isn't about money anymore, but about something deeper, softer. About emotion, about connection, about love, where the next miracle is already unfolding, waiting for you to touch it. Love, Gemini, doesn't always arrive like a lightning strike. It comes like an old breeze brushing softly against your heart when you've stopped searching for it. Maybe it's someone from the past, someone who once left a quiet space inside you that never fully closed. Or maybe it's a new soul, walking gently into your life with calm eyes. No promises, no drama, just the feeling of safety, as if two souls have known each other long before this lifetime. At this stage, love is no longer a game of emotions, it's a journey of maturity. You're no longer seeking someone to fill a void because you've learned how to fill it yourself with peace. And once you reach that state, the universe begins to rearrange things so that love can find you, not to teach you a new lesson, but to mirror who you've become. Gemini, you used to think love meant being chosen, pursued, acknowledged, but now you understand love is being seen. It's when someone sees all of you, even the imperfect parts, and still chooses to stay. It's when you don't have to shine to be noticed, because your light already glows from within. This person, whether from your past or someone new, isn't coming to claim you, but to honor your growth. They'll notice you're no longer the one who reacts out of pain or fear. You've been healing, quietly, and that stillness has made you radiant in a way that words can't describe. This time, love won't make you lose yourself, it will lead you home. It will feel light, like breathing. Simple, like a smile after a long day. No grand promises, just presence deep enough to make you feel at peace. This kind of love isn't about possession, it's about understanding. It doesn't make you smaller, it expands you. And you realize that true love doesn't take your freedom, it teaches you how to fly higher while staying rooted in who you are. If someone from the past returns, let them speak what they never dared to say. Don't close your heart, but don't rush to open it either. Listen with the wisdom you've earned. Because sometimes a person returns not to restart a story, but to gently close one in peace. Gemini, you've entered a chapter where love is no longer a test, but a reward. When you live in the frequency of gratitude, love no longer needs to be chased, it comes naturally. And when your heart has healed, it begins to see beyond love itself into a deeper layer of meaning. There, in the soft light of awakening, you'll begin to hear it, the quiet calling of your purpose, the sound of rebirth waiting for you to answer. Gemini, every word you speak now is no longer a fragment of thought. It's the heartbeat of an awakening soul. Your voice, once uncertain and restless, has deepened. It's clearer now, calm and resonant, like a bell ringing through the morning mist. You no longer speak to be heard, you speak to heal. Every story you tell, every smile, every quiet exchange carries energy, a transmission of light you may not even realize you're giving. There was a time you tried so hard to be seen, to be accepted, afraid of being too different. But now you see you were never meant to belong to the noise. You were meant to be the silence that gives the world balance, the hot rumor the universe sent. Your way isn't gossip anymore. It's a reflection the world mirroring the glow you've begun to radiate. The world is whispering what your soul has always known. You were never the noise. You were the message. This is your rebirth. Not the dramatic kind that comes with fire and endings, but a gentle one born from awareness, from the quiet unfolding of your truth. You live. You breathe. You are with deeper presence now, and every ordinary moment becomes a doorway into something sacred. Your words carry healing not because you try, but because you've suffered and learned the grace of kindness. Your purpose is blossoming not as a performance but as instinct. You are a messenger of truth, not the kind written in books, but the kind carved into the heart through experience. Where wisdom meets compassion, your words become cool water soothing others. When you share your story with honesty, it becomes medicine for those still finding their way. Gemini, the world needs your kind of light, not the blinding kind, but the warm, patient kind that listens. Through your presence alone, you remind others that gentleness and strength can coexist, that love can thrive without losing its integrity. Every small action, every mindful choice is weaving a new vibration into this world. And when you look back, you'll realize this journey was never just about you. It's about those who will awaken through your light. A rebirth is happening quietly, without announcement, but powerful enough to change the direction of your entire life. In your next breath, let your heart rest. Because when the soul reaches such clarity, what remains is gratitude, a quiet thank you to life itself, to every storm that has passed, and to every unseen blessing that has carried you gently toward peace. Take a deep breath, Gemini. You've walked through whispers, through change, through lessons wrapped in silence, and now you stand here lighter, clearer, freer. Everything that once hurt you, every misunderstanding, every long wait was really a gift, wrapped carefully in patience. The universe has never been late. It was simply waiting for you to be calm enough to receive. Thank you for letting me walk beside your energy today. May the truth within you always be met by gentle hearts, and may your own heart remain at peace no matter what season your life is moving through.